globe. You're here on the Community Sports Show.
There we are. Look at that modern technology. It's always exciting. And it's not Wednesday night, viewers. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm missing some footy, but we're here to talk about footy on the Community Sports Show here in the studio for a grand final preview edition of the Hills Football Association show. And little head bobbing round just around the corner there is one of the latest Hills Football Association life members, Brandon Girardi. And in the centre, it's Rory Bennett. Welcome, guys, from Brook.
Thanks for having us.
No problems at all. Welcome to you both. Now, for all the viewers out there, unfortunately for them, they know me. Let's introduce yourselves. We'll start with you, Rory.
Sure. So, my name's Rory Bennett. I'm the president of the Brook Football Club. President this year due to injury from last year, which was actually featured on your show. I remember someone was, who's that out there screaming? I unfortunately broke my leg last year against Mundaring, and it's been a bit of a long recovery back, but no. So helping out this year in terms of president, and things been going all right. So
good. Yeah, they have. Not bad. Good to see you back out there.
Yeah, late in the season. That first game back, I think it was against Chile. Kicked 3. I thought, geez, this is easy, and then
just dwindled away. Eh?
So that's
dwindled away after that.
That's the flip side, because Jura always thinks it easy and then makes it look hard. So Jura, welcome to the show, mate.
Thank
Long
you.
time no see.
Yeah. Right. Can't say it's good to be back at Middle Swan, because we might see you guys this year in cricket. So
that's the rumour.
Yeah, but probably everyone knows me as Jura. And probably most people don't know my first name's Brandon to begin with. So yeah, I've been around it like a bad smell since 2009. Got to play my first game against the Wooroloo Prison. So sort of glad they're gone, but might have to bring them back to spice up the competition.
That was earlier than 2009.
Yeah.
That was you were like what, 15, 16?
Yeah. It's been quite the journey. So injury this year. Didn't get to play as many games as I wanted, but yeah, we'll look forward to next year and see what we can do.
Yeah, tough year. We'll get that out of the way early, shall we? But strongest team in the competition, you held the rest of the ladder up.
Someone has to do it, and we've done it for a while now. So,
but I mean, first time since 2019. 2019.
Yeah.
Fernie, our coach, was very liberal in saying that.
Jaden stepped up, did well, I thought, this year.
Absolutely, like in the absence of anyone else there, he did an absolutely phenomenal job. Got a young family himself, so now that with a young family myself, I know how hard the time commitment is.
Yeah, kudos to him.
Yeah, well, families, we love them, but they do get in the way of sport. But that's okay. I'm allowed to say that. Mine are all grown up, and I don't have to account for that. But look, as always, viewers, we couldn't do this show without the fabulous support of our great platinum sponsors. ID Athletic. You can look as good as me in your range of ID Athletic. Let them help make your club's new identity. And Vision Decor, curtains, blinds, awnings, even hybrid floorings. I need some in here, Michael. The floor's 35 years old and fallen apart, so I might have to reach out to them for some hybrid floorings to match the rest of the house we redid. But here on the Community Sports Show, it is the Hills Football Association Grand Final preview, and we've got plenty to get through tonight. We've got guests from both Swanview and Pickering Brook on the phone in just a few minutes' time. Yep, we'll line them up in a moment. But before we go too far into it, been a tale of two halves really this year, and probably in honesty the last couple of seasons for the Hills. Swanview and Pickering Brook up the top, and you guys are Mount Helena in the rebuilding phase.
Yeah, pretty accurate there. Pretty accurate there. Nothing to add, mate.
Do we need to talk more about it?
But it's tough. But we talk about it, viewers. The resilience, tough year, but you've held it together, and you put on a great performance last week hosting the prelim final, so credit to you. Came together as a club and put on a great show, and that must be encouraging despite the on-field lack of success, to see the club coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a couple of huge efforts
That's where I was going,
from
Yeah, that's
volunteers
all right.
last weekend. You know, I mean, and to be honest, the demand took us by surprise. We ran out of food at halfway through the first quarter,
Oh dear.
and it was a quick trip down to the store to grab $200 worth of snags, and then we were back up and firing. So.
They were nice. I had a couple at the end. Thanks for that. But look, viewers, before we get Dean True, the coach of Swanview, on, we'll have a bit of a look, just a quick look at the ladder, because I mentioned a tale of two halves, and again, this is called a segue for those unfamiliar with the term. Trying to connect that bit to this bit.
Yeah.
Pickering, Brook and Swanview, congratulations to them both. I know there's a bit of feeling out there, shall we say, across both clubs, but Pickering, Brook and Swanview both finishing their season with 14 wins and 2 losses each, while Pickering, Brook with a very healthy percentage of just under 400 really did give some sides a bit of a touch-up over
You're welcome.
the season.
Yeah, glad to help out when we can, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't discriminate.
Yeah.
I mean,
The stats tell us 2 stories. There's them and there's us. So
And Swanview, like, huge improvement from last year as well. I think that they snuck into 3rd or 4th last year, and then
yeah, I think they finished 4th last year.
Yeah.
From memory. So throughout the night, viewers, as we head to our first break, just like Cam does, he's given a big thumbs up. I've got to figure out where my thumb goes. Little Jack Horner, I'll reference there. Where the thumb goes. I know. This is a joyous part of being a commentator, boys. You just throw lines out there, suddenly go, well, I probably shouldn't have said that. How do I pull that back? Joey, you'd be a
it's
natural.
18 plus though, isn't it? So
I do say not for kids. And
Yeah.
a big shout out to everyone on YouTube that's joining us. If you've got a comment, if you're maybe a Hawk, I'll get a score update in the break, how my Mighty Hawks are going. If Pickering Brook is your thing, let us know. If you're a Swanview person, maybe let us know as well. So here on the Community Sports Show, we'll be back in just a moment with Dean True, the coach of Swanview Football Club. Thanks to ID Athletic and Vision Decor with me, Noelzy Johnston. I say that so often now, it's like people say, who are you? Oh, Noelzy Johnston, along with Rory Bennett, not Crosby, and my apologies. A big shout out to Rory Crosby. You could have come as well, mate, but never mind.
There's plenty of room.
Yeah.
Spacious studio.
Well, if anyone out there is in the building trade and would like to build a new studio, I'm open to conversations. Because that was a dig if ever I've heard one. We'll be back in just a moment with Dean True, coach of Swanview. If you've got a question, chuck it on the comments there, and we'll be back in just a moment. which means we're back on air here on the Community Sports Show with me, Noelzy Johnston, for the Hills Football Association Grand Final Preview Show. And I have to say, boys, you get used to saying so many words in one breath. I'm here with Rory Bennett and Brandon Girardi, and as promised, we're joined now on the phone by the coach, the man behind the myth that is Swan Football Club, Dean True. Welcome to the Community Sports Show.
Evening, gents. How are you?
Very good.
Very good, mate. How's training last night?
Yeah, good. Just a light session. We got some families, some supporters down. We had a nice barbecue with nice meat from Charlie's Butchers there. So thank you to Charlie's.
Thank you, Charlie's. That's $50 sponsorship mention. Keep them coming, Dean.
That's it. So it was light and it was good vibe. It was good turnout, mate.
How'd the boys pull up from Sunday? Any injuries?
Just the usual, soreness that you get from playing football these days. And as the lads, we've got a bit of a mixture of ages, for young fellas through to some older ones. And I think the older ones just a bit sore as they do. But all good, ready to go.
No, old boys don't. We stay strong.
I was going to ask Stuart because he's old and always broken.
Yes. It takes you the week to recover, and then you go through it again, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
You know it.
So, Dean, we know you through Hills Football, and it is your first year at the helm up there at Swanview. Came in under interesting circumstances, is how I'll describe that. But what sort of experience for all the viewers at home? Where have you come from? What's your background?
I grew up in the country, played a lot of country football, growing up, and in York, like Chance Bateman and Zach Fisher and these boys. So, good breeding ground. But came through there and then came down to the city and played football at Perth Colts system back in the 80s. It was a lot different as we know it today.
But were they good back then?
It was just different, It was... football wasn't looked as so serious, I guess, and I didn't realise the seriousness of, football and what your potential could be. So, just enjoyed my footy at Perth, but doing an apprenticeship, it was always hard to play football on a Saturday, being a barber at that time. But and then sort of went back up and played up at Chidlow. Gidgee Gannup, played Mundaring Colts and juniors, through all Colts level there. But then played for Gidgee seniors as well. And then Chidlow formed and took over, played there with the likes of Bill McKinlay, and as we all know, he's big family, footy family, and with the boys there. But enjoyed football with him, and that was pretty much it. As sort of then went off to travel, but obviously loved my footy and had two boys, and they wanted to follow their footy early. One went on to obviously play at the highest level from that in Zane, the West Coast Eagles, and younger bloke he preferred to sort of use basketball and stuff like that. But coached Zane right through their juniors, and we just two premierships, one as year 8s, and then moved up to Hills Rangers and first year coach, and then with a chap up there that worked away a bit. So I sort of took over a little bit more there as assistant coach and into the coaching, and we got a premiership there at Hills Rangers. So their first premiership, Hills Rangers, junior football club as such. It's had a bit of success there. And then got asked if I would take on the role here at Swanview, which at the time was going through a loss of my late wife through cancer. And sort of needed probably a little bit of direction, and that gave me something to do. And I thank Sean Higgins for that one, but and Jakey, and they got me on board, and it's been great. It's been good.
Well, you've had a very solid season. Just before we got you on the phone, we were looking at the ladder. There is literally nothing apart from a chunk of percentage separating you from Pickering Brook this year. You've been quite solid across the course of the season, I'd have to say.
Yeah, we put in a huge pre-season. We had a lot of
Oh, we've lost him.
He's been amazing. He's been great.
back.
So he's been with beach sessions, with boxing, swimming, F45 and bits and pieces. So the boys are fit. So that's helped as well. So and plus injection of a few new players, which is always handy, and bit of fresh blood.
Yeah. Oh,
For sure. I was going to say, does the vibe at the club compare now to, say, the start of the season? Was it kind of something you were always building to, or were you surprised how the season played out?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously when you start out a new club, you're not sure, the fellas, and you get to know them pretty quick, as you can imagine. But good bunch of solid young crew there, and then we sort of built on that. But the boys been amazing, from the start. I've built connections there, and it's something I'd really love to get the result for the group this weekend. So
Nice. Hey, Troy, Jerry, I just want to know, do you have any superstitions coming into this weekend? Have you got special type underwear you got to wear to the game, or certain breakfast? No.
No, it's weird. I've not, obviously different played, premierships or grand finals myself throughout the time, and I just take it as it comes. That's how I've tried to deal with the boys, and not to overthink it too much. But it is a big day, it's the last dance, and we all want it, and Pickering are going to want it too. We know that, so we just got to come prepared, and that's what we've tried to do this week, and the number of weeks leading in, just to prepare the boys and give themselves the best opportunity to get the result that not only we want or I want or the club wants, is what they want. So exciting.
Yeah, nice. And is there anyone on the weekend you're looking to shut down, or are you just going to play to your strengths? They're strong.
Tell us your plan.
Tell us them. Pickering Brook slid us 50.
We know that. We've come up against them, the 4 times now, and as it stands, it's been close the last 3 games. So we have our couple of guys that we're definitely going to match up on, and but then we trust that hopefully our running side can run away with it, and bigger oval, it will suit us, I feel. A good running side and a fit side, but we know Ben and the boys will come out firing. It's always been a bit of passion and a bit of rivalry there as such, but on the day, let's just hope it's a good, clean game of footy, and it's respectful, and it's a good show for the HFA with Brian and Carleen doing a great job. It's never easy, and I think the Hills footy's going, good. Yeah, it's going good. It's I'd be surprised if there's not a huge crowd up there this weekend to watch it.
You're absolutely right there. And look, you mentioned the previous matches this season. They have had the wood on you bar round 12, where you held them to 1 goal in each of the second and third quarters. But obviously, as you mentioned, we saw you on Sunday last week, a very open ground. You do run. You're looking to repeat that exact same sort of pressure?
Oh, definitely. The boys have got to start off good. A number of times we played Pickering, they're a very physical side and the experienced side. So we've just got to take it up to them straight away and apply that pressure to them and hunt the footy first. And if we can do that and keep our mind focused on the football, which is obviously the reason we play it, I think we can be solid throughout, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, you always want to be in front going in the last quarter, but either way, we won't give up. The boys will never give up, and so yeah.
That's good, mate. Is there anyone at the club you want to give a shout out to? Maybe some volunteers or your favourite player?
Sponsors?
No, sponsors, I'm just going to remind you, $50 a mention, and they come out of your pocket.
Well, look, obviously the committee, Rouleau, Darren Rouleau, and Mel there, they've been amazing. Everyone else that's got on board, the sponsors, we thank everyone and the supporters, the families. It's a real family club. We've done a lot of different things this year, and it's been exciting. It's been good. Now's the time to finish it off, and if we can come away with that one we wore, we play for it. I'll be a very happy man, and I know Shano and Rula and the club will be. The Year 12's got to win, which is good in their grand final. So, if we could top it off, that would just make it a brilliant year for the club.
Oh, well, look, Dean, we'll have to let you go. We've got plenty still to get through. We're going to have Ben Harvey on from Pickering Brook in about 15 minutes' time. You got any parting words for the opposition before we let you go?
Well, no. I chatted to Ben today. Under circumstances, we asked if we could take the 23rd man into this weekend as a sub.
What do you say?
Brian, sorry, I just lost it then for a minute. Brian and Carlene have agreed, as long as Ben was okay. So, again, I just want to thank him for that. And someone else gets an opportunity on the weekend, and he knows it's going to be a hard game between both, and we just hope that it's a spectacle and it's good for Hills football. So yeah, that's it, mate. So look forward to Sunday and go the View.
Well, yeah, Swanview, and I said this last Sunday, is the first club I won a premiership at here in WA. So I am connected, but it is. Hey?
You must be on our side then this weekend.
I'm neutral. If you're bad, I'll tell you.
He jumps on any bandwagon, this bloke.
Well,
thanks guys for give us a call, and look forward to Sunday. And thanks again, mate. You do a great job, mate, and we appreciate it.
My pleasure, Truey. I'll see you on Sunday, and
Thanks,
all going
thanks,
well.
guys.
It'll be a Swanview win for all the faithful out there, because just quickly before I let you go, this one's for all the old boys up there, FKN Horsey, doing the match in honour of a former club captain and premiership captain, Brad Hawes, as well. Just a little bit of extra pressure.
No, well, I've said to people, if we can get that one, you probably won't see me for a week, because I'll be enjoying it.
Excellent.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks,
well,
guys. Take care.
Good luck.
See
Take
ya.
it easy, mate.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Well, he broke down there just once, or either that or my hearing's going, I'm not sure.
No, mate, if your hearing's going, my hearing's going
Could
as
have
well.
been the phone,
Could have been the phone.
A few glitches here and there.
Yeah, well, phones are for old people.
Might have been in the dungeon here, mate, as well, You really need to get that new studio going, eh?
Well, again, let's talk. Community Bank, if you want to come on board. I know they're a big supporter of the HFA. They were up at the wind-up the other week, so might have to talk about that, a mobile studio, because you know what, very funnily, just quickly, last night the Footy Show did a 30-year reflection show on Channel 9.
Yep.
Not sponsoring any commercial channels here. And I was taken back to Street Talk, and people started saying, Noelzy, you should do one called Noelzy's Neighbourhood.
Ooh.
And get out there in the Midland zone. And
Is that safe? Got to think of
so
your
long as I
welfare
carry
too.
lots of coins with me, I should be all right. If you're a 5'6" person, you'll know what that reference means. But look, let's get back into it, because before we talk to Ben, and I was going to ask him, and he said a 23rd sub. Interesting words there, I thought.
Yeah, I guess.
Because who are you planning to be injured?
And,
Well, I mean, I suppose they're not
That's
hoping
what-
anyone's injured, but
Yeah.
It's odd for the last game of the season just to change the rule like that. I know it gives an extra person an opportunity to dong a medal, but
Who are you
it's
planning?
It's a bit left field, I reckon. So it might play on them a little bit. When do they inject him? Like, what's the rules behind it? Does it confuse everyone there? Like, why is there 5 people on the bench? But either way, the teams are even. So see what happens.
Look, that's the reality. It is the blokes on the field on Sunday that will be able to do it. Doesn't matter where you finish.
Yep.
If you're in the final, you're as much a chance as the opposition.
Yeah.
You know, and it comes down to the 1%ers. But before we talk to Ben, we'll just have a quick reflection. We heard Truey talk about the scoreline there across the season. They have met a few times, And it's been an interesting sort of result, starting way back in round 5 when Pickering Brook, 16 goals, 8, 104, beat Swanview 7-6-48. And he spoke about the early starts there. On that occasion, Pickering Brook 10-6 to 4-4 at half time. So still a 6-3 second half. Swanview didn't quite find the board that occasion.
No, there was a fair few players that came throughout the season for Swanview as well, so they were probably missing them at that early stage.
Yeah, for Pickering Brook, Michael Priscasson had 6 goals, and he's going to be one they have to keep a lid on there. Wolfie coming in, former Swan Districts player, and a bit like Truey, and I have to confess myself, I've been at a few clubs. You go where the opportunities are. That's what it's about.
That's right.
But Brett Wolferton and Socklich, they're both having 3 on that occasion, while Steve Cachetta, Keg, Jackson Schilling and Brockburn all had 1 each for Pickering Brook. The Swanview goal scorers, Drew?
No, we had Dane Rosson. He kicked 4. Joey Butler kicked 2. Don't know what he was doing up forward, but he somehow snuck up there and kicked 2. Looks like HQ had him on 10, but it must have been a typo.
Well, there was a total of 10 because
Yeah.
Swanview, according to the same device that says they had 10 goal scorers, had the score at 7-6. And that's why I say maths, it's hard, viewers. Stay in school, learn your maths, because sometimes 10 can equal 7.
That's wishful
Bridge.
thinking. Well, yeah, you're not wrong. Pickering Brook definitely got the jump on Swanview that day. It's early in the season. Everyone's entitled to a bad game. But yeah, Kegsy got best on, along with Bukassin. And obviously little Stevie Cachetta in the middle there, probably running amok. Yeah, not much from Swanview, but I reckon Rosson was probably in their best as well.
Yeah, well, we'll be interesting to see how that goes. Then we go to round 12, and I referenced that one during the match. It's the only time this season that Swanview have beaten Pickering Brook, and really they held them to 1 goal in the second and third quarters. That's pretty impressive in itself, I think.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Absolutely, yeah. Defence is the key to matches, wins your grand finals. Not that I'd know.
Yeah. What's our total finals?
Mate, never lost
combined.
one. Never lost one.
I've lost one.
I've
maybe
lost
2.
1.
Yeah.
Were you part of, was that the Middle Swan one we lost at Mewshane
Oh,
that
no,
you were
no.
part of?
Oh, don't start with cricket.
Yeah.
I was talking about
talking
football.
about footy, yeah.
Footy, I reckon. There hasn't been many times done the old Saints jumper in a final.
Well, you're
Probably
still
count
out
them
there.
on one hand, but maybe we had a crack.
Well, speaking of having a cracks, Kane Higgins had a crack on that occasion. He got 4. Rudy Riddick. I don't know if you heard
It's
the
a
commentary.
good name.
Yeah, the double R man.
Yeah.
Yeah, double R, but Jesse Dart, our commentator last weekend, is back this weekend and pulled out a one-liner about that was so good it was Rudy ridiculous.
Oh, that's
I
good.
wonder what he'll come up with this week, Jesse. I'm just putting you on notice there.
Surprised you let him back after that one, mate.
Mate, he is good. Speaking of which, I feel bad now. Jesse is very good, but we love you, Weasel. Big shout out to you. Unfortunately, won't be with us. He's still not travelling too well, but he's on the mend. So
Good to hear.
Sorry to hear, Weasel.
yeah, but Jesse, the consummate professional, I've had to send him the team list so that he knows names and numbers. And pre-game last week,
Yep.
Weasel, this is how we value add. We learn who's wearing what colour boots, what hairstyle they've got, because that was Jesse literally pre-game for an hour.
Yeah, that's good. Good on you.
Quality.
Well, that's
That's-
what it takes, viewers.
Someone has to set the standards around here.
What are you saying?
Just good to see some young initiative, that's all.
Well, he loves it, and
You do a great job.
he does. And I'm going to let it slide there. Kane Higgins, as I mentioned before, Rudy Riddick with 2, Josh Hollingum, the Association Fairest and Best Ben Seabrook medal winner again, and Harley Fryer, always cheeky Harley, offering to come in and replace you 2. I said, we need no Jack Ginivans in here, mate. Both with 1. While for Pickering Brook, Wolferton with 3, Brockburn, Ben Baines, Tim McCoy and Steve Cachetta all with 1 goal each on that occasion. And Swanview obviously didn't have a dummy spit. They've named some of their best players.
Yeah, absolutely. So, old Rudy Ridiculous was up there in their best players, along with Butler and Stevie Smith. I'm surprised he got time away from the
test squad. There.
test squad.
Yeah,
but-
how did he squeeze in there?
yeah.
Well, that maybe there was a house available for sale and he just bought it and he was in the neighbourhood. I don't know.
Maybe.
Just delivering some koala mattresses or something. I don't know.
Koala mattresses.
Are they a sponsor?
Nah.
No, but if they'd like to be, talk to me.
Yeah.
Look, for Pickering Brook, I'll take anyone's money. Jack Giancono, Alex Brescian, Briskasson, and Tim McCoy in the best there.
Big squid.
Yeah, he celebrated a milestone this year, so
I don't think he did.
good to see. And in the final match of the regular season, just came down to accuracy here and inaccuracy in both games.
Holy
The
dog.
boys have just seen. That tells me you didn't read the notes. 6
Not too
goals,
carefully.
21.
Yeah, no.
Not saying that wrong. 6 goals, 21, 57. Pickering Brook getting up over Swanview by just 7 points, 7-8, 50 there. 6-21. You don't want to bring that sort of form to a grand final.
No, you don't. Absolutely not.
Well,
We all have days with the yips, though. I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yeah, if you win by 7, who cares?
Yeah.
A win's a win, you
That's
say.
it. You can do it with points, or you can do it with goals. I obviously chose the
It's
hard,
easier
hard
with
way.
goals.
Yeah.
It's easier with goals.
We've had days as Bullsbrook where we've kicked triple or quadruple the amount of points than goals. You know,
Yeah.
1 goal, 4 behinds.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm not sure that's a badge of honour, though, Mr. President.
But no, mate, it's all about the statistics.
Yeah,
You know.
that's it.
Oh, no,
He didn't
no,
lie
no.
when he said double.
No, don't get me started there. Pickering Brook on that occasion, kicking 1 goal, 13 in the second half. That's not yips, mate. That is just shocking.
Well, it could have been windy. Were you there?
It was only windy at one end, though, mate.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Must have been the big wolf.
Yeah.
Lost his ways, but
Well, he must have, because realistically, he only had 3 goals, while Timmy McCoy, Steve Cachetta, and Matty Outridge all were singles. And Swanview couldn't find a multiple goal scorer.
No. 7 individual goal kickers on that occasion.
Sharing that's around is one thing, but winning a game is another.
yeah, that's it.
It's not under 9s. You don't get participation awards. Look, the best on that occasion, before we take a break and get Ben Harvey on the phone, for Pickering Brook, it was Hayden McInerney there, Matt Outridge and Steve Cachetta, no surprises there. While for Swanview, some good names in amongst that list, Jura.
Yeah, Gira, Bennett, and well done.
Jeez.
Nah,
No wonder we lost.
obviously you got that's a midfield
I wonder
guns in
where
there.
he's going with that. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Nah, Jetta and Joshy Holgham, and then Caleb Butler just slipped in there for 3rd.
So look, I mean, before we get Ben on the phone, guys, looking at those matches and the players, who do we won't do our tips yet. We'll save that for after Ben. But looking at that, what's going to be the secret to winning for either of these 2 clubs?
Well, I think
Well, for me,
Yep.
for me, clearly when Swanview's playing well, their defence is working, is up and about. You know, holding Pickering Brook to 7 goals, 8 in round 12 was a huge effort, and that contributed to their win there. Whereas Pickering Brook clearly at the other end, if they get their attack going, then they'll be hard to beat.
Yeah, it looks like Pickering Brook's pretty strong up forward, so if Swanview can counter those forwards and stop them kicking those goals. As you can see, they've kicked multiple in every game, so
I mean,
if they
but
can shave a few off them, I think it'll be good.
well, the challenge here is, and looking at the goal scorers, Pickering Brook are relying on a couple there. They've dominated really, Wolferton and Briskasson.
Yep.
Whereas Swanview, half as many goals to their top 2 goal scorers there, but a lot more players in the teens and 20s.
For sure.
So-
Well, much more even spread there throughout there.
All right. Well, look, as the guys ruminate on the case ahead, we'll take a quick break and get Ben Harvey of Pickering Brook on to get his take on how they're going to get over Swanview. Didn't get much out of the Swanview coach. We're going to have to work on that, fellas.
Yeah, we'll give it a crack.
Give it a crack. We'll
Turn
be
the screws.
Turn the screws as I figure out where my mouse is. It's way over there. I'll bring it here. Click that button and put the mics on mute. We'll be back in just a moment. Here on the Community Sports Show, thanks to Vision Decor, ID Athletic, as well as Ashby Farrell White Arch, Barner Construction, and our latest sponsor, Nathan of Nathan's Event Hire. We'll see you in just a few minutes. As we come back, Jura's doing a big stretch. You should always take care of yourself. And for those wondering at home, there was a question. Oh, I've fallen off screen there. There was a question during the break. Is Jura standing up? I can confirm the answer is yes. He is. Well, mate. Welcome back, viewers, wherever you are across the globe. You're here on the Community Sports Show, coming to you live from the Community Sports Show studio, thanks to ID Athletic and Vision Decor, our platinum sponsors. And you're here with me, Noelzy Johnston, and the insightful Brandon Girardi and Rory Bennett. And we're joined now by Ben Harvey of Pickering Brook Hawks. Welcome to the show. Welcome back, Ben.
Thanks for having me, lads.
Now, it's been a while since we've caught up. Just a reminder for all the viewers at home who you are, what your role is up there at Pickering Brook at the moment.
I'm just a general committee member these days, but I used to be the manager, but thankfully Karen's taken over that role this year. She's done an excellent job in my absence, so, yep, it's good to have the support around, so, yep.
So you're just a hanger-on then?
I wish I could say that, Noelzy, but yeah, no, you know, with volunteers, that's never the case.
No. Boys,
Yep.
the reality is we spoke to Dean before and we just looked at the stats before you got on air, Ben. You've got a 3-1 win-loss status over Swanview so far this season. Must be quietly confident, surely, coming into this. If you can kick straight, you're a chance.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of those games could have gone either way, so, you know, it's been a good battle with them all year. Yeah, accuracy is definitely a bit of an issue there, but, you know, as you've seen with the semi-final score, accuracy is what cost them the game in the end of the day, so sometimes you're on the right side of it, sometimes you're not, unfortunately.
Yeah, 9-19 last time you played them in the semi, as you referenced there. So, but we were talking about yours prior in round 19, 6 goals, 21. Surely you won't be wanting that sort of performance on the weekend?
Yeah, that's not a great effort, that one, that's for sure. Can't even blame Mickey B for that one. He wasn't there at that game, so... Yeah, I don't know what happened, mate. I wasn't at that game, so all I know is the weather's supposed to be mint on Sunday, so the wind shouldn't be a factor, I would think.
No, it's... You're right. Go.
No, I called it. It must have been windy that day. He wasn't there either. So.
Yeah. But only at one end.
Only at one end, obviously. It must have been off Wolf's foot. Must have been a bit windy. But...
No, well...
I think the oval, the rain, there's a few spots where it'll be a bit hard to kick in, so that might have had a factor.
There's excuses. There we go. Just throw the line out there, wheel it back.
Footy was a bit flat, you know.
Yeah.
Umpires.
A few rush behinds, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
But look,
let's hopefully there's no repeat of that on the weekend. So, but it was still a close match. So let's hope it's a close match, at least anyway.
In your eyes, mate, what's the key to getting the win on the weekend?
The boys just need to keep playing their game, just do their thing. You know, we don't worry too. I mean, we obviously worry about the opposition, but a lot of those guys just play their natural game and just adapt as they go, and they've done a pretty good job of that this year. So there's no real reason to change anything up, and hopefully it's a good battle.
Right. And you're obviously playing Jeddah. Played with you guys last year, and obviously got the flag with you lads. How are you going to approach him this week? And are you going to send someone to him, or are you guys just going to play your own game?
Look, you know, we don't really tag. We haven't really tagged all year. You know, our midfielders are probably just as good as their midfielders realistically. So I guess the way we approach it is we'll hope that Jets doesn't get too many touches or he's not too effective with them, because we know how good he is with the footy, and I guess we'll see what happens on the day. Like I said, playing a straight bat here, but I guess you maybe have to adapt and get someone to tag. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I guess that's the fun part. You get to wait and see.
Oh, well, we only got a couple more days to wait, yes. The guys are just laughing, not at you, mate. There's a request. We do take requests and questions, but that's a... Fortunately, I do say it's not for kids, and no, the slug is staying in his home.
Your pet slug, right?
Yeah, pet slug.
Pet
Yeah,
slug.
yeah, it's called Slimy. Look, sorry, I've never lost it on air before, but I think I just have.
Sorry, I was just going to say, on that note, we got a lot of love for Jets up at Pickering, Brook, so, he's always welcome back to Pickering, Brook, mate.
Yeah. And look, that's the reality of it. Different players go different clubs. We heard from Dean about the fact he's been at a few. You go where the opportunities are, and so long as you have a good red hot crack on the day, then you don't mind that.
Like he went there for family reasons. You can't hold begrudge a guy for that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, and look, I do apologise. I didn't realise I brought kids in. I've got a club president here who's just losing it. Oh dear. I don't know who that is,
Sorry,
but
mate.
yeah, sorry. Where's my producer when I need him to cut off the... I need someone, if you'd like to be in the corner of the room here and stop those cheeky comments coming through, that video will be available after the show for $5.99. That's all it's worth. All right, now look, getting back to a serious issue here for a moment, Ben. You've had a good season. Your win-loss ratio against Swan was exactly the same, but a very good percentage. You've done well to score through, as you said, Michael, and also Wolfie, a good addition to the club this year.
Our back line.
Sorry?
I was going to say our back line's been pretty solid this year as well.
And that's going to be the challenge, really, because we saw last week Swanview able to really just use the width of Mundaring to their advantage and find space. Is that something that the club's considered?
That's definitely, you can't ignore that Mundaring's a wide ground, and then you can use a lot of space, but it's going to be a warm day, and if you're going to be spreading that far to the wings all day, you better be pretty fit and your water boys better be on.
You're one of them, so I hope you got your running legs on.
Yeah, I'll hopefully get out of the water boy job, but we'll see what happens. I don't mind being near the action, so yeah.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a hot day. Before we let you go, Ben, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, a special message to all the Pickering Brook Hawk supporters out there?
Yeah, just a big thank you to everybody on the committee and all the volunteers at the club, and same with all clubs and every volunteer that's got anything to do with the league. Doesn't happen without yous, and a lot of us put our own money into it as silent sponsors, so it's always good to make sure you buy your volunteers a beer when you see them.
Yep, good call.
Or any refreshment, so long as it's not heavy. Or always drink responsibly, that's what I'm saying. Especially Sunday, because look, it's going to be hot, not just for the players, but also the spectators. So make sure you bring a bit of shade and keep yourself cool, because that drive back down the hill could be a bit of an adventure you don't want.
I reckon a lot of people are going to be pretty thirsty, so Mundaring better be stocked up.
And on that note, we'll let it slide. But look, Ben, thanks very much for joining me earlier in the season as well. You stepped up and did the show here solo, so thank you for that. And just a quick question before I let you go. Have you got a score update from over in Adelaide for me?
Sounds like Port Adelaide's just kicked a goal.
That's not the news I want, so I'm going to hang up on you here. But look,
no worries.
Ben, thanks again, mate. All the best on the weekend. We'll see you up there and look forward to catching up.
Thanks, lads. See you up there.
Good luck, mate.
See you,
See ya.
mate. Take it easy.
Cheers.
Ben signs off, I just want to sneak around the corner and see. Oh my Lord! No wonder you were laughing. Dear oh dear. That video might be worth more than $5.99. I'm shortchanging myself there. But yeah.
Have you thought about starting an on-demand service, Noelzy?
No. That is my official public answer, and that will be my official public answer till forever.
Might need to get someone to hide the comments and stuff.
Well, that's what I meant. I suddenly,
so he needs a producer there.
Because for the first, I literally lost it. You guys lost it, then I lost it. And I'm like,
how could you not?
Oh dear.
The boys are on fire tonight.
Well, we love it. That's what it's about, and good to have you on wherever you are across the globe. You're here on the Community Sports Show, and that is an example of the joy that is local community sport.
Absolutely.
It's pretty raw.
Wow. Once you head sort of north of Midland, you lose control. So
To Middle Swan, you mean?
We're just in that buffer zone.
Okay.
It depends. I think I'm on the wrong side of 2J Road, but never mind. Look, viewers, wherever you are, thanks for jumping in there and making these guys laugh. That's what it is about, having fun. And we're going to have a bit of fun now dissecting what the two coaches said, because Ben said playing a straight bat. Realistically, boys, looking at the lineups, let's not play the coach quote book 101 and go, we'll see on the day and all that. Both sides really competitive. What's going to be the difference between them?
Who wants to take that one? You want to go first, Cira, or shall I?
I'm asking the question, so I don't have to
whoever
answer
kicks
it.
the most goals, I reckon.
Yeah. Profound.
Hey, I'm just the man with the stats, you know.
Not many of them, but so I said the joy of commentary.
Yeah, now I forgot what the question was.
Yeah.
What's going to separate them? How can one side get an advantage over the other?
It's just the start, first quarter, scoreboard pressure. I think if someone can put up a few goals, really turn the screws and get them a bit worried, you can watch teams with so much confidence and so much skill. Once they look up at that scoreboard and see they're 2-3 goals behind, so it plays on you a bit mentally, I reckon, even on a regular season game, and that could make or break the game.
Yeah.
You sound like you had media training there, Joe. That was quality there. I really like that stat you brought up before, Noelzy, about the spread of goal kickers that Swan View's had over the year.
Yeah.
And, I didn't realise it was, that spread. And, I think that's going to be quite important on grand final day, because essentially if Swan View are able to shut down those two big goal kickers, Pickering and Brook are going to have to go somewhere else for their goals.
And also, if Swan View, with that spread, they've got multiple paths to goal, thus spreading what is a good, solid defence from Pickering and Brook even thinner, so that the runners off the half-back line and the centre and the wings have that avenue into the attacking 50.
That being said, obviously those two boys are,
They're
very,
good.
very talented footballers, so if they have a day out, then that could be the difference between the two.
I'm just going to reach in so I can actually check what those comments were, because they're too far away from my old eyes.
There's nothing you want to read out.
I won't be reading them out, I can tell you that. Unless, probably won't.
The boys are just going to have to wait till I get back to the pub, I reckon.
Is that where we're going after?
Oh, sure.
Of course it has.
Who knows?
Dylan Bailey, leave that alone.
Yeah.
Please, you never know where it's been. All right, and for those of us who do, we recommend washing your hands afterwards. Look, sorry, I don't know where that. I think I'm just picking up the theme here.
Yeah, I know.
I just go
Really
with what the
is there even a
audience
grand
wants.
final on this weekend?
There is. And speaking of which, look, let's get serious here for a moment. We talk about the spread, we talk about the big field, coaches are going to... And it was interesting to hear not looking to man up. That's an interesting concept If you do get behind early, how do you close down those blokes?
Yeah, I reckon that's BS. They'll know what players they want to look after, and say their midfield's good, but there's some really quality players in that midfield of Swan View, and one of them's gonna pop up and run amok at some point, and they're gonna have to do something about it. So,
Are you saying he wasn't being entirely truthful?
I can't read anyone's mind, but from past experience, I reckon they've got something in the back of their head on how they can change the game, and I'm sure it'll happen both ways.
For sure.
And I do have the name of a good psychologist for the Baileys out there. I would suggest you need some help. All right, let's nut it out then, because we'll have to wrap it up. That was unintentional. I don't even want to say that came off the tip of the tongue either. Oh dear. It's been a long season, viewers, and we've got 2 more days to go. Just like a kid in those old photo boxes.
Why are they in red? No, they don't play.
They're not playing this. Or Josh Morris is. That's as of the other.
I just didn't know if
afternoon.
got scratched or.
Yeah, no. I do actually have. I'll pull it up.
They released the teams yet?
Well, we've got inside information.
Are we allowed to share?
Yeah, well,
surely.
Here we go. Hills Grand Final.
No one's going to tell us off.
I'll give you the ins and outs, viewers. This is what we know, and there's a couple of changes still to come to Pickering Brook here. They've got 3 out at the moment and still got 2 at least that they need to drop, subject to that substitute rule being amended. But coming into the Pickering Brook side there, we've got Vlas Kalis is the only known in this week, while for Swan View, Josh Morris and Dave McKay. Interesting that they've selected Dave McKay there after an in and out season for him. But they're the ins for Swan View, and they've lost Stephen Freestone and Ashby Fay so far. So I don't know. Wolfie's in there for Pickering Brook. Michael Bruscassen's in there. Giancono's been pretty solid this year. Hollingum, obviously, the Seabrook medalist, and Jesse as a neutral commentator saw how Josh can have an impact, Jeddah as well. So really, this is going to be a very close, very hard-fought grand final, I think.
Absolutely agree with you there, mate. I think, it's a coin flip separates it. There's so many variables, obviously, when it comes down to finals and all the rest of it.
Okay, so let's nut it out. 14 wins, 2 losses each, 395% to 316. And an interesting thing just on that goal scoring sheet there, if I pull that back up quickly, click on the right button, Noelzy. Down the bottom here, I found it interesting that there's a 50 goal differential, even though Pickering Brook have got the superior percentage. When we tally up the goal scorers that'll be playing on the weekend, there's a 50 goal advantage to Swan View. So, I don't know, who are we tipping, boys? Jura, we'll start with you.
I think the bus first. Yes, Swan View. I think they've got the midfield and ruck. They've got a solid back line, and this stats prove that goals can come from anywhere. So I think that will play in their hands, especially on a bigger oval on a hot day. They'll just take turns kicking goals.
So Swan View for you.
Swan View, yep.
Geez, I'm humming and hawing because now that you show that stat, I'm like, well, Pickering Brook's defence must have just been like vice grips all season. So I was thinking Swan View. Now I'm thinking Pickering Brook. Oh, let's go with Pickers. Pickers by 1 point.
Oof.
Oh, well, we don't want any extra overtime situations because it could be like Swan Athletic Reserves and go down. We don't want that. Want a close match though. And thanks, fellas. You've thrown me under the bus there with the deciding vote, and I am officially meant to be neutral. However,
here it is.
I am connected to Swan View. I mentioned at the top of the show, it's the club where I had my first premiership all the way back in 1990 in I grade. I know, I grade. So I just think the spread of goal scorers, if Swanview can use the run and the player loose opportunities, I think on a hot day Swanview should just get up. But Pickering Brook going for back-to-back premierships, they won't be giving up easily, I don't think. And they'll have plenty to say about it. Well, viewers, wherever you are across the globe, before we go, we've just got a couple of little shout-outs because it's been a big season in the Hills Football Association, and it is the final show of the season apart from Sunday. And we just want to run through the association fairest and best whilst ignoring requests for me to get my kid off. The Ben Seabrook medal, Josh Hollingum of Swanview Footy Club taking it out back-to-back there. You go. We'll play tag team.
Oh, we played tag team. Yeah, the President's Medal went to his partner in crime, Brad Jetta from Swanview Football Club.
Leading goal scorer was Austin Thomas from Mundaring, 73. I think we helped him out last round of the second last round of the season. Yeah,
Definitely helped him out there.
Was that the 9 or something?
Yeah, I think
something
he
like
kicked
that.
10, and 5 of them from the goal square. So.
You handballed one to him, didn't you?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you actually handball it?
No.
I don't know. There's
That
rumours
implies
out
I can
there.
hit a target.
Well, there's questions about your golf handicap being 53. Any truth to that?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Well, this is the only media you'll get real truth. No
Yep.
fake truth here. Speaking of awards, Sateki Avard took out the player of the season as voted by the clubs. Well done there, Sateki.
Yep, youngie Sam Butler from Mundaring got the best 21 and under player.
Matt Elwood won club person from Mount Helena, and if I wasn't there for the association awards tonight, but I'm told he did an absolutely sterling job.
He did a great job. He also had a great suit on. He went red on red.
Yeah,
I think for about 10 minutes we were trying to figure out what pants he had on. And then we were having bets with everyone around us. And then he come out and he was all red on red suit. And I was like, oh, that's bold.
It was very bold and very well done, Matt. Great serving up there at Mount Helena, and well done to you. Michelle Scorer had a good season as well up at Chidlow, taking out the Ladies Merit Award for this season. And a couple of life memberships were awarded as well. Sean Lester and Sam Nagel of Gidgigana both getting life membership of the Hills Football Association. And Jura, question that has come from the unnamed sources out there, how much do they cost? Because congratulations to you as well.
Thank you. I don't know. It cost me a few sore Mondays, that's for sure. And it probably had a very upset wife after a few beers on a Sunday. So, yeah, she helped me get there. So, can't complain.
Well, that's pretty good though. Life membership of an association.
Yep.
Hard to come by.
It's been a hard slug, but yeah, I love country weeks with the boys. Every opportunity I get, I'll go out there, and whether I'm playing or not,
Yeah.
it's always a good, fun few days. It's good to see what's in our competition and what they can bring to the table on those weeks as well. But yeah, throughout the year, just be able. There's nothing vulgar about the competition. Everyone's happy, gets along with each other, and at the end of the day, it's just a game. So.
Well, sage words of advice there. It is just a game. There is lots of passion, but please, on a warm afternoon this Sunday, try and keep that in reasonable control. All those volunteers, the umpires, they're out there. You don't always have to agree, and as a cricket umpire, I'm pretty sure there are plenty of blokes out there who have never agreed with any decision I've given against them. Big shout out to you all. But boundaries, goal umpires, Mundaring's running the club. If it's hot, look after the staff up there as well. And pretty sure it was Dean gave a mention to Brian and Carleen for their work, and they continue to contribute beyond expectations. They're involved with Bullsbrook as well up there.
Absolutely. They were heavily involved with this restart of the club back in 1993, so wouldn't have been able to keep going without them.
Yeah, well, Brian and Carleen, look, no matter what you think about the situation or what you're going on about there, the reality is that just get up there, have a good time, enjoy the football. It's going to be a great afternoon. And across the season, It's been plenty of great Hills Football Association football coming to you live on the Community Sports Show. This weekend, the grand final, Sunday. We got caught out. I thought it was a 2 o'clock start last week.
Yeah, no, it's definitely 2:30.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
We found out later. It is a 2:30 start this Sunday at Mundaring. If you're in the neighbourhood, get up there. If you're not in the neighbourhood, still try and get up there. It's going to be a beautiful day in the hills of Perth. If you can't watch it, then join us online through our YouTube channel, exactly where you are right here. We'll be there. But before then, tomorrow, guys, I don't know if you know, but we're getting taken over. Footy's just hanging on there. Lacrosse is all but done. We cover lacrosse, but tomorrow, WA, the national champions in lacrosse, people go, what's lacrosse? Then they find out WA are the national champions. Well, WA tomorrow are taking on Team USA, all the imports and collegiate players over here in Perth and even some from over east coming together to take on the national champions WA versus USA. That game on at 2 o'clock. Be sure to join me then. Fellas, before I let everyone go, Jura, your thoughts on the season? Any shout outs? And I know you'll talk to people privately about photos and all that sort of stuff, but anything we can say out there?
No, thanks to all the volunteers at the club. Obviously got Carl and his wife put in a big effort whenever they can. Obviously my wife running after my little daughter while I'm trying to play or do something. That's no easy feat. And yeah, Bennett for taking on president this year. Really did a good job. And obviously Fernie, for a young fella, again with young family, as Rory mentioned, to be out there, rain, hail or shine, two nights a week, and then back it up on a Sunday. It's a big effort from him. So
Yeah. Selfless player as well.
Yeah.
Often taking away his own game to play in the ruck or do other things that's required of him. So that's huge. Big shout out to Fernie. We've also got a huge number of sponsors that we'd like to thank. Hang
on.
Sorry.
Hang on.
Mate,
No.
my bill's up to $500, all right? I mean, that gives me 10, so...
Oh, okay. Well, show me the cash first. Based on recent experience, I don't necessarily trust that I'll be paid. Not mentioning any associations there. All right, sponsors collectively, you can have two. Who are your main ones?
All right. Well, I might as well shout out. I'll have two, and then Jura can have two.
No.
All right. Well, I might as well mention our longest standing sponsors. Our longest standing sponsors are the Checkers Hotel in Bullsbrook,
the Red Roof,
and obviously Bullsbrook IGA. Both been sponsoring the club since they reformed in 1993. So that's going on 31 years now. Yeah. So that's huge.
Well done to you. And look, I'm not being cheeky. Well, I'm slightly being cheeky, but when you have a long list, I just don't want any conflicts because I've got ID Athletic for all your sporting apparel and club merchandise, as well as Vision Decor for curtain blinds, awnings, as well as Ashby Farrell, White Arch, Barner Construction, and Nathan's Event Hire. We can't do it, and that's the reality. You know, I said to Dean and Ben as well, you know, clubs rely on sponsors, so certainly we acknowledge the people that are doing the sponsorship, and we thank you for that, and please continue doing that because local sport is really critical to not just the physical but the mental well-being of communities, in my opinion. Thanks, guys. Reality is, viewers, it's almost summer. So the studio is slowly converting after I take the jumpers down for display in the van on Sunday in the grand final. We will be switching to summer, but the Perth Swan Cricket Association kicks off on you blokes. How many sides you got?
We're trying to enter a second social team.
I saw that.
Yeah, we're really trying.
What grade are we going to be in?
It's whatever the association put us in. It's obviously just a bunch of misfits and the boys that don't really play much cricket and the young fellas that don't get much of a go. So try and form a side and develop that way.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of people around Bullsbrook, so I guess we're just going to build it and hope they come. So, but yeah, looking forward to it. I think they're starting the season. 4 weeks' time.
Yeah, 5th of October.
Yeah, so it's just around the corner.
Just around the corner. just like your deals are, and just like this weekend's broadcasts are, they are just around the corner. These two guys aren't. They've got a half-hour drive to get home, and given that they said they're stopping at the Red Roof, I've eaten there a few times. My niece lives up in, well, just outside of Fully, actually, so
Yep.
I've got family connections up there.
Oh, yeah, mad invites. That's right. I'll invite you down for a beer when you're up there next
Well,
week.
that's
Just
a shout out to
message
Corey.
me.
He's unfortunately he's a New South Welshman, so he's
That is unfortunate.
Yeah,
rugby. I don't know. But we won't talk about that. As much as we love sports of all sorts, this is me, Noelzy Johnston, on behalf of all the guests that have joined us tonight and throughout the season, as well as to Brian and Carleen. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon for the lacrosse at 2 o'clock, and then Sunday 2:30 for the Hills Football Association Grand Final here on the Community Sports Show. And by popular request, my commentator lives in Fremantle, and they're closing the Midland train line down on Sunday. So,
Oh, no.
yeah, it's costing me a fortune. If anyone would like to sponsor Jesse's Uber fare, save me driving into the city with the trailer. But wherever you are, as we say each and every week, take care, stay safe. Be nice to yourself, but please remember to be nice to those around you. We'll see you soon.